with Chet Sadonick, 2025 Hall of Fame inductee, Distinguished Educator. So, I don't know how many teachers actually lived in Bay when they taught here. That could have been a little bit risky. And I know some delinquents came by your house one night, late at night, and
Can I mention your name?
well, Tom Carney and I had you in class, which we loved, and we were coming home from work one day, and we drove by this farm, and on this barn, and everything looked abandoned, was this big sign that said Chester's Orchards. And we couldn't help ourselves. So he was big, 6'5". He boosted me up on his shoulders. We took this wooden sign down, and that night we hammered it into a tree in your front yard.
Which gave me the idea that maybe I should move on, because there's
Yeah.
a big arrow on the front that says
It does.
Chester's Orchards. That way.
That sign did
Well,
have that arrow.
We lasted in Bay about 5 years, and it really was. We looked for 2 years to find a house here, and we couldn't find one that really fit our needs. So we moved to Fairview. My wife saw this Center Hall Colonial. She loved it. Okay, so we moved. But living in Bay was hard. I remember going down to the convenience to get milk once, and an hour later, my wife's baking. She needed some extra milk. And an hour later, I thought, well, where were you? Well, kid comes in, and a parent comes in, and you can't shut them, down.
Yeah.
You talk, and just couldn't get anything done. Or I'd go out to cut the lawn, and all of a sudden there'd be one car, two cars. Pretty soon, we were on a corner, Coffinberry and East Oviatt. And so we'd have 5, 6 cars there, and all the guys would get out, and they just want to,
Yeah.
the party was at my house. So it really got to be a point where it was difficult to even get things done here. And so,
Well, in
anyway,
a way, it's a big compliment because people enjoyed your class and enjoyed you so much that, it was probably a pain. The fact that kids were coming around and wanted to hang out.
PSR, it was a Catholic education.
Yeah.
After that, the kids would come over to the house, and my wife and I would sit on the back porch and we'd talk to them for a half hour, an hour or so, and then they'd head back to
How
get
great
their
was
homework
that?
done or whatever. But,
Yeah.
so it was nice, but again, I think there was that comfort level that I wanted with kids, that I wanted just a safe place, whether it was the classroom or whether it was out in the field, to have an opportunity to express themselves,
Yeah.
to find themselves. I think that's the main purpose of education, is to give the kids the ability to find out who they are and develop those abilities. I never taught to make little scientists out of people.
Yeah.
They had the background if they could or if they wanted to, but more to select what they really like and what they don't like and enrich their lives. I remember one of the kids that we were doing water quality decided he was going to do a water quality study down at Porter Creek. And he says, but I have to get a sample every day. So he would run down. I'd give him 5 minutes before class. He'd run down, get the water sample, come back. He told me later, he says, I wanted to grab a smoke. And so he would go down, grab a smoke, come back up, and he would get his water sample. But then he says, you know what? I got to the point where I really loved that place. It was a quiet place for me to go. And eventually I cleaned it up, picked up all the papers and the cigarette butts, and I quit smoking. But I used to go down there after school and just sort of clear my brain. And so those are the types of opportunities you gave kids.
That's fabulous.
Is just to find themselves. And that's what all the field work did, is you got kids in nature, in finding them their place in the world.
That's fabulous.